Welcome back to the D4 channel, and today we'll be doing a spoiler review on Season 2, Episode 2 of Visions called Screecher's Reach. So if you haven't seen Screecher's Reach, leave now because this is a spoiler review. Now, this episode is, of course, called Screecher's Reach by Cartoon Saloon Studios. And man, compared to the first episode of Visions, this one is very dark and it ends up being very dark. The animation kind of reminds me of Gorilla's animation, the music band. It kind of reminds me of that. It gives me that same kind of vibes. And it starts off with these characters. The main one, the young girl called Dao and her friend Bathan and with her two other friends, and it seems to be that they're slaves or they're working in these mines. They're miserable, they're all dirty and stuff, and they decide to escape the work. I can't really say escape because no one really stops them, but they leave the mines that they're working on to go to Screecher's Reach for a little adventure. And Dao has this medallion and this faith that in Screecher's Reach, which kind of is like the cave on Dagobah. What Master said, what's going to be in the cave, only what you take with you. And they go into this cave, which the cave is so ominous and dark, and they meet the ghost, which is terrifying, and the animation shows it. Like this thing, if you watch this episode in the dark, you're probably going to be scared because this episode was very terrifying. And it ended up being that the friends escape the cave, but Dao stays behind to face the ghost, believing that it's all in her mind. And then she quickly realizes it's not in her mind. This creature is real, and she tries to escape from the creature. And I believe she uses the Force. She is Force sensitive. She uses the Force to throw a boulder on the ghost. And as the light shines through the cave, she sees that it is not a ghost, it is an actual person, an old lady, which is still terrifying, but a lot less terrifying as the light shines upon her. And as the ghost tries to reach back for her lightsaber, this takes a very dark turn. Instead of doing the right thing, she kind of fails, like how Luke fails on Dagobah. She takes the saber and kills the woman and exits the cave with this look of like, this child just murdered somebody. And even she said the ghost was real. The ghost was an actual person. And Bathan's like, what did you do? And we learn now that the medallion was more of a communication device from this mysterious creature that arrives on probably one of the most Star Wars spaceships, alien spaceships I've ever seen. And I want to call it a Zith, I guess, because it has the yellow eyes and everything. That this creature was so creepy. It kind of reminded me of the owl in Avatar in the library. It kind of reminded me of that for some reason, but that creature, that alien, was so terrifying, and we realized that this was all a trial for Dao to basically become her apprentice. And when a lot of these episodes, you think it's gonna end. Start off pretty bad and then end with like a silver lining or some hope. Or no, this one ends on a very dark future for Dao. And basically, even though Bathan earlier on in the episode told her, you always been seeking a greater life, kind of like how Luke was seeking a greater life in episode 4, and if you get that chance, take it. But at the end, after he sees her face and sees this creature, he slightly nods his head no. But when he realized she really wants to go with this person to quote unquote achieve the better life, he allows her, even though they're all sad that their friend is leaving, and she goes with this creature into the stars. And that's how it ends. It's very dark. It's basically a story about a child who is, I'm going to assume, a slave, and now he's going to become a slave to the dark side with this creature. And like a lot of the episodes in season 1 of Visions, I really hope we get continuations of some of these storylines, because as good as these stories are, some of them end on kind of like a cliffhanger, and I want to see more of what happens. And Screecher's Reach is one of them. I want to see where Dao's journey goes. Does she ever find the light again? Does she see her friends again? Or does she fully embrace the dark side as this creature wants her to do. So very cool episode. Love the animation style. Very dark. Let me know what you thought of season 2 of Vision Screecher's Reach. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Did it scare the shit out of you? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you want a little bit of hope? And did you expect it to take a turn for the dark? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, like and subscribe to the D4 channel for all your Star Wars entertainment on this side of the YouTube galaxy. And of course, from the D4, may the Force be with you always.